starting with D-line here. Questions, please.
Coach, we saw Nick James play a lot of defensive tackle. What's he brought to this transferring in?
I give Nick a ton of credit. He has really grown as a football player. You know, he needed to get in shape since he got here, and he has steadily improved in that regard. Talked to Nick a lot about playing physical with his hands, playing with better pad level. I tell you what, you know, he's one of our bigger kids, you know, close to 300 pounds. He plays hard. You know, when he's fresh and ready to go, I think he's done a nice job, but probably been one of the most consistent guys in there. That's why you saw him the most on Saturday out there.
What turnover on this unit? How would you evaluate just the line as a whole on Saturday?
Well, I was pleased on Saturday that we played hard. We played hard. We're going to screw some things up from time to time, and that's football in general, but the kids played hard on Saturday. I thought that, and that can cover up for a lot of our mistakes. There's a lot of competition. There hasn't been one or two guys, especially at the D-tackle position, that have separated themselves. So, I mean, I think I played 6. I went into the game knowing I was going to play 5, and the game played a way out where I could play 6. But we're going to play a lot of guys in there. Their competition in the game day, the competition in practice. You don't get to take a day off. Everything you do matters. It'll be, you know, all of us getting the job done, especially at the D-tackle position.
What's different about Nakai from when you first started working with him to now that he's playing games for you guys?
We're fighting daily for that consistent behavior, and he knows it, and he sees it, and he knows the battle's within for him, and he continues to get better at that. Like he had a strong practice here this morning. You know, he'll continue. If we can marry his physical with his mental, I mean, the sky's the limit with Nakai.
Tim, does the fact that linebackers, I think, were the top 5 tacklers, say that your guys were doing their job?
Oh, I think, you know, it says that our defense was going at full speed, and we had a lot of tackles near the line of scrimmage. You know, it's just the way things go. If they stay on us too long, man, these guys are going to be free, and vice versa. There's a marriage right there. I think our kids did a solid job and left plenty of room for improvement, and we better figure it out before this Saturday, right?
Isaiah and Nakai were your second. You guys both had 30 snaps in the game. How has Isaiah separated himself in your D lineman as far as figuring out who should get the priority?
You know, as you watch it, every kid, you know, what is your distinguishing characteristic? In Ghost, he's got an unbelievable motor. And you can say, oh, I wish he could do this or do that. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 that guy finds his way to the football. When you want to find the football, Ghost is going to be right there with it. He plays extremely hard. Mentally is as sharp as anyone in our room. Doesn't make mistakes. Understands what the opponent's trying to do to him. Really, he gains himself an advantage to maybe make up for, you know, the lack of size that he has right there. But he's as quick as a hiccup. Again, you know, he's really smart.
What kind of distance is here on Saturday?
What do you think? Right? 18 years old. I think he was just under 20 snaps. I think he had a couple TFLs, almost killed the quarterback, you know. I tell you what, the sky's the limit. You know, great. I'm really pleased with him. Now, he came into me on Sunday and was, I could have been better. I was like, oh, slow down. But I'm glad he's as tough as critic.
Is that unusual for an 18-year-old?
Yeah. I don't know. I was surprised. 18-year-old playing at that level. I think it's not common, right? But I wasn't surprised. None of us were surprised. We're here every day. He was here in the spring. That pays a huge dividend for those kids that can be here in the spring, you know. And we've seen it. We scrimmage around here, and we practice hard around here. So the kid shows up at practice every day. He likes football. He'll find his way there. I really enjoy to be around him.
Tim, what's the step up like as far as offensive line from Kent to Cincinnati?
Well, you got 5 returning starters that ran the ball for over 200 yards a game last year. You can see that as a unit. I mean, when I talk to my kids, you know, starting on Monday, that's a unit that plays extremely well together. They know their scheme. They do what they do. You know, they a million different formations, but only a couple of run schemes, and they do them extremely well. They've seen all the fronts. You know, we're not going to trick them. They're going to know where we're at. We're going to know where they're at, and we're going to see who can execute better. It's a very, very impressive line we're headed into this week.
It was understanding that it's week 1 and the coaches always want something closer to perfection. How did you feel about the D-line?
Well, I feel like, again, I'm very pleased with the energy and excitement that they approach the game with and play extremely hard. Certainly not surprised. You know, you didn't see them go out there and the stadium was too big for them and their eyes got big and they're like, sometimes you turn on the film and you're like, hey, you lost your mind there. Didn't really see that with this group. I think there's great competition, and it's going to be, you're going to see 8 to 10 kids every single week. And everyone showed on Saturday what they're capable of. Now, can we iron that out and be consistent at that level? We'll be a good, it'll be a good season for us.
How many did you play between end and tackle?
12, I think 6-6, the way the game played out. I mean, I knew I was going to play 8 to 10, and the game played itself out the way it did. Was able to get a couple guys in there, which I think is always tremendous, to be able to do that for a lot of different reasons.
Nate Matlack and Chief Porters are two guys who are doing something very different this year from what they've done in the past. Do they look like they're still kind of figuring out what it is to play this sort of defense?
Well, Nate gets the advantage because he was here in the spring. And he had played with his hand on the ground before. Now he's able to do it in a little bit more space. So he's a little bit ahead of Chief. But when Chief gets more and more and more reps, every single day, Chief gets better. Every single day, he gets better. He knows what he's doing. Now how we do it needs to continue to shine. And, as we get going, he's going to be able to help us a lot this fall.
Anything fun?
During the game, you shoot a lot between, you run sometimes 4 guys per play. I mean, do you like sort of bringing in a lot of players, each player?
I like playing fresh bodies. No one's allowed to be tired in our room. Nobody. That's what we've created. I want a depth chart that looks like this. I want a straight line like that. No one's allowed to be tired.
This practicing against the offense helps guys. Have you seen them grow in their stamina? Like guys that were huffing and puffing a little bit early in practice don't do so as much?
That's the way it is around here. Yeah, our offense makes you get lined up, and it's awesome. Because K doesn't sub, so we don't get to sub, so it makes it a challenge. They're looking for me to help them, and it's good for them to get their insides out a little bit.
You looking forward to a game where you can see your team in the fourth quarter not with their hands on their hips while the other team's kind of like figuring things out?
You got it, 100%. Yes. I think you played this game. It looks like.
Are you down? I'm sorry. Are you down on the field?
Yes.
During the game? So do you have somebody that says, "Hey, so and so looks tired," or "So and so is trying to tap out," or how's that communication?
No, I mean, we've got people in the booth, but they're right there, and you can see them, and shoot. Now we got these iPads too. It's unbelievable. So there's not a lot that goes by on game day.
Coach, thank you for your time.
All right.